Hey guys, this is J.Rashawn Coulter, and we are talking about All Curls Matter today. We always go in and talk about different curl patterns. We talk about different situations that go on when it comes down to hair. And so today we're actually going to go in and talk about the maintenance of your children, the children's hair. A lot of times we want our kids to look so perfect all the time, and we go in and we tend to, what's the word that I want to look for? We tend to actually overdo it. And with that, we don't want to actually go in and overdo, and then we wind up messing up our children's hair and, all that. Let the kids be kids. That's the bottom line. We want the kids to be kids. And I have a special guest here with us. We have Miss Reagan Dennis. She is a seasoned stylist and a good friend as well. And she is a mother of two beautiful daughters as well. She has more children, but she has two beautiful daughters. And with that, she has an older daughter and a younger daughter. And I wanted to make sure that she came and talked about with me the maintenance and how she took care of her children's hair and making sure that their hair is actually taken care of. So let's talk about it, Ms. Reagan. Introduce yourself, and then we'll go in and talk about some of the maintenance and some of the stories that you've had, because I know you've had some stories with your children, your girls and stuff like that, with them fussing, ow, mommy, you hurt me,
Hi, I'm Reagan Dennis, good friend of Mr. Sean's. I have 17 years in the industry. I'm an educator as well, but most importantly, I'm a mother. I do have 6 children, 2 of them girls. One is 22, one is 5. So the 5-year-old, that's a big difference. So the things I did with my 22-year-old, I can't do with my 5-year-old because they have totally different textures of hair.
Okay.
Completely different. My 22-year-old, thick, extremely thick, high density, very curly, coarse hair. And she actually suffers from eczema. So that was an issue when she was growing up, even when we relaxed her hair once we got to that 12, 13-year-old stage because it was so thick and coarse. And the relaxer would do really well, and then she would just start to have patches.
Wow.
Yeah, just randomly. But we did find out that was from her being super anemic and low hemoglobin.
Got you.
Yeah,
Got
so...
you. So that was important that you even took her to the doctor to even make sure of those things, because
Right.
a lot of times as parents, we do those things and we relax the hair and just try to keep up with it and do all of the stuff and putting tension on it and hiding those patches, trying to put it in ponytails and not really take them to the doctor to see what's going on.
Right.
So understanding that your body, your hair will actually tell you what's going on with your body.
Absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely.
So even as a kid. So how often did you go in and shampoo her hair? And let's talk about that, even with your older one and then your younger one now. What's the minimum or the maximum time that you should do that?
I'm about an every 2-weeker. Even with the older one, when she was relaxed, it was every week, without a shadow of a doubt. And she's recently gone back to the relaxer. She went natural for a while. And she's 22. She's doing her own thing with her hair. So she's right now relaxed with a pixie cut.
Okay.
And she shampoos her hair once a week, or I'll do it. The 5-year-old, we shampoo every 2 weeks, and on a Saturday is shampoo day. And it's a big deal because she's 5, and she doesn't necessarily like having to climb up on the kitchen counter and lay her head back. And then she's like, Mom, is this gonna take long? Her hair is very soft and spongy, so we can't use a lot of tension. She gets her hair braided sometimes, but if she's had it braided for maybe 2 weeks, take it down, shampoo, braid it again 2 weeks. After that, we'll take a break. So we're in a break right now. So she'll wear the ponytail, she'll wear the puff balls, she'll wear the 2-strand twist, and sometimes we just let it free. We're not going anywhere. It's okay for her to wear her little afro and be okay with that, because you have to give those breaks for that tension around the hairline, because it will make them lose their hairline because it's so fragile, especially at that age.
Absolutely. Now, I do know, and I recall that you have a grandbaby.
Yes.
That's a little girl. She's so precious as well. So with that, I know that she's like an infant. So what type of products or that you can use? I know we deal with cradle cap, we deal with all those type things. What can we do to prevent some of those things. Did you deal with that with your other babies, or are you dealing with that with your grandbaby, anything like that?
I've actually never dealt with cradle cap with the girls. I did with one of my sons, amazingly enough.
Gotcha. Okay.
But we never dealt with it with the girls. And actually, what my daughter uses in my granddaughter's hair is just pure coconut oil.
Oh.
That's what she also wears a silk bonnet, satin bonnet.
That's
the
good.
baby does. Yes. She has a little purple satin bonnet that she wears to keep.
She is beautiful, guys.
Thank you. You have to keep the moisture in, and that's the one thing that people miss about kids. If you don't keep that moisture in, and they're kids, they don't know to do these things. You have to find the right product for their hair, and it's trial and error. My bathroom sink is full of products that I have bought and tried in my daughter's hair, and only one thing that I have found that keeps her moisture in.
Got you. So you're saying that you feel as if using a lot more natural products like the coconut oil and the olive oil, all of those type things work better?
I think it depends on the hair and the
Okay.
texture. Because believe it or not, like the coconut oil works for Kalia, that's my Gigi baby. But for Madison, the Wave by Design finishing lotion is our go-to product. That's what
Got
keeps
you.
the moisture in her hair.
Got you.
Believe it or not.
Got you. So actually being able to try different things but make sure it's not as harsh.
Right.
What age do you think is a great age to even start talking about or thinking about doing a chemical?
I don't think they should be thinking about chemicals. I think puberty is kind of the magic, but now with kids going into puberty a little earlier,
Yeah.
that might not be the rule of thumb. I really think it's when your daughters can start to care for their hair, have a little more responsibility.
Absolutely.
They can wrap their own hair at night, and they
Absolutely.
know to put a little oil in it when they style it, and they know how to upkeep, because if you relax it too soon, we all know what can happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, I have a 9-year-old daughter as well. So with my 9-year-old daughter, me and my wife, we decided, it was like, you know what? We're not going to relax her hair at all. Right now, she doesn't, like you said, she doesn't know how to maintain her own hair. You know, even though she's playing with it a little bit herself, but as far as going in and maintaining it herself, we still have to do those things. So any final words that you would say as far as the maintenance of your little girl's hair or your baby's hair?
I would say the main thing is finding the right products, finding what's going to keep the moisture in. Even as far as getting their ends trimmed, it's not going to be something that, you know, we're pretty much every 6 to 8 weeks. You might not have to do it that often, but still keeping that as a factor.
Absolutely.
And even if you have to bring them to a stylist and say, hey, what do I need to do? What products are going to work for her
Absolutely.
hair? So you don't end up spending all this money on products that just, you know, sitting in the bottom of your cabinet and you have no use for them because they just don't work. And a lot of times the things that we can find over the counter, like I say, they're so full of alcohol, but they say they're fortified with shea butter and olive oil and coconut oil, and you read the ingredients and that's the last ingredient, so you know it's not but a dollop in there.
Exactly.
So finding the right product, even though they're babies, they still need that right moisture level, and it needs to be something that has the right ingredient content.
That's good. So making sure that you stay away from alcohol as well, because that does dry the hair out as well. So you want to make sure that you're constantly understanding that their hair is very gentle, just like their bodies. You take care of their bodies, you make sure that you wash their bodies, you need to make sure that you shampoo their hair, and understanding that their hair and their body is very gentle just as much. So Ms. Reagan, thank you so much
You're welcome. It was
for
my
coming to join us
pleasure.
and realizing and talking about curls and children and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it. And guys, thank you so much. Definitely make sure that you tune in next week. We have another topic for you. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to be great. So definitely make sure that you go and like, share, comment, and also like our page on Facebook, on Instagram, all of that type of stuff. And also become a member of the J.RashawnCulture.com website. So definitely make sure that you do all of those things. Okay, guys? Always remember that all curls matter. Thanks.